Imagine a criminal mastermind so clever that after committing the perfect crime, they hide in the one place no one would ever think to look, inside the very system designed to catch them. That's exactly what HIV does in your body. For decades, scientists have been baffled by one simple question: why can't we cure HIV when our medicines work so well? The answer lies in the most unlikely place: your gut. And the discovery we're about to explore changes everything we thought we knew about this virus. Welcome back to Mind and Marvel, where we dive deep into the most fascinating discoveries that are reshaping our understanding of life itself. I'm your host, and today we're exploring a breakthrough that could change the lives of nearly 40 million people worldwide living with HIV. Here's what makes this so incredible. Modern HIV medications are miraculous. They can reduce the virus in someone's blood to undetectable levels, allowing people to live normal, healthy lives, and even preventing transmission to their partners. It's one of medicine's greatest success stories. This isn't just good news, it's life-changing news. Undetectable means untransmittable. This person can live a completely normal life, have relationships, even have children, without passing on the virus. The medications have essentially turned HIV from a death sentence into a manageable chronic condition like diabetes or high blood pressure. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Stop taking those medications and the virus comes roaring back within weeks. Why? Because HIV has been playing the ultimate game of hide and seek, and until now, we didn't know where it was hiding or how it was staying hidden. The breakthrough came when researchers realized they needed to stop looking for where HIV was hiding and start asking a different question. How was it staying hidden? And that's when they discovered something incredible about your gut. Your gut isn't just where you digest food. It's home to one of the most sophisticated immune systems in your body. Think about it. Every day, you're putting potentially dangerous stuff into your mouth. Bacteria, viruses, toxins, allergens. Your gut has to figure out what's friend and what's foe, then deal with the troublemakers while letting the good stuff through. To handle this massive job, your gut is packed with immune cells called T cells. But these aren't just any T cells, they're like a highly specialized police force. Some are trained to recognize salmonella, others specialize in E. coli, and still others focus on different viruses and bacteria. When a pathogen shows up that matches their training, these T cells spring into action immediately. It's like having a bouncer at a club who can instantly recognize every troublemaker on the banned list. But here's the plot twist that no one saw coming. This incredibly sophisticated defense system has a vulnerability, and HIV found it. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just how this molecular hide-and-seek works, but why this discovery might be the key to finally developing a cure for HIV. So buckle up. We're about to take a journey into the microscopic world where your immune system and a clever virus wage an epic battle for survival. Let's start with the mystery that has puzzled HIV researchers for decades. Picture this. You're a doctor treating someone with HIV. You prescribe them a cocktail of antiretroviral drugs, medications that are incredibly good at their job. Within months, you run blood tests and find something amazing. The HIV levels in their blood have dropped to undetectable levels. This isn't just a medical win, it's a life-changing breakthrough. Undetectable equals untransmittable, meaning someone with HIV can live fully, love, marry, have children, all without spreading the virus. Thanks to today's treatments, HIV is no longer a death sentence, but a condition that can be managed, just like diabetes or high blood pressure. But here's where things get weird. If you could hypothetically stop giving this person their medication, and please don't try this at home, something shocking would happen. Within just 2 to 6 weeks, the virus would come roaring back. It's like having a perfectly clean house, then suddenly finding it infested with mice again the moment you stop setting traps. Where were all those mice hiding? And more importantly, where the heck was HIV hiding? For years, scientists knew HIV was hiding somewhere in the body, but they couldn't figure out where or how. They called these hiding spots viral reservoirs, like secret bunkers where the virus could wait out the storm of medication. The turning point came when researchers shifted their focus. Instead of asking where HIV was hiding, they asked how it managed to remain hidden. That change in perspective led them to an incredible discovery inside the gut. Your gut isn't just a food processor. It's a high-tech security system. Day after day, it faces bacteria, viruses, toxins, and allergens that enter through what you eat. Its challenge? To identify the enemies, neutralize them, and still let the friendly nutrients pass safely into your body. To take on such a big job, your gut relies on an army of T cells. Think of them as an elite police squad, each officer trained for a specific threat. One team recognizes salmonella, another zeroes in on E. coli, and others are ready for a range of viruses and bacteria. Now we're going to meet the star of our story, a protein with a name that sounds like a classical composer but acts more like a master architect, BAC2. And understanding what this protein does is the key to understanding how HIV pulls off its greatest trick. BAC2 is what scientists call a transcription factor. Now don't let that fancy name intimidate you. Think of your DNA as the ultimate cookbook, containing millions of recipes for making different proteins your body needs. But just like you don't cook every recipe in your cookbook every day, your cells don't make every protein all the time. Transcription factors like BAC2 are like master chefs who decide which recipes get cooked and which ones stay on the shelf. BAC2 walks up to your DNA, points to specific recipes and says, "Make this protein or don't make that one." In your gut, BAC2 has a very specific job. When T cells, those immune system cops we talked about, arrive in the gut, BAC2 basically gives them 3 crucial instructions. And here's where it gets fascinating, because these 3 instructions create the perfect storm for HIV. Instruction number 1, you're staying here. BAC2 tells T cells that enter the gut to put down roots and become what scientists call tissue-resident cells. Think of it like a police officer being assigned to a specific neighborhood permanently, rather than just patrolling randomly. This makes perfect sense from a defense perspective. If you know bad bacteria tend to show up in a specific area, you want cops who know that area inside and out, who can respond instantly when trouble starts. Instruction number 2, you're staying here forever. BAC2 doesn't just tell these T cells to hang out temporarily. It reprograms them for the long haul. Most T cells are like short-term contract workers. They show up, do their job, and then die off after a few days or weeks. But BAC2 turns gut T cells into career employees with lifetime job security. But here's instruction number 3, and this is where things get really interesting. Keep it quiet. BAC2 tells these long-lived T cells to tone down their inflammatory responses. Instead of going full weapons blazing every time they see a potential threat, they learn to handle problems more subtly. So BAC2 creates this perfect setup. Long-lived T cells that stick around in the gut forever, but operate quietly to avoid collateral damage. From your body's perspective, this is brilliant engineering. These cells create a sophisticated long-term defense system that protects your gut without destroying it. But remember what we said about HIV being a mastermind? This is where the virus shows its true genius. HIV looked at this beautifully designed defense system and thought, that looks like the perfect place for me to hide. Now we're going to witness one of the most sophisticated biological con jobs ever discovered. HIV's infiltration of gut T cells isn't just impressive, it's almost artistic in its cleverness. Let's set the scene. You have these BAC2 programmed T cells in your gut, living their quiet long-term lives, doing their job of protecting your digestive system. They're like the perfect small-town security guards, experienced, permanent, and not looking for trouble. Along comes HIV. Now remember, in the rest of your body, your immune system is actively hunting for HIV-infected cells. It's like having detective squads constantly searching for criminals. When they find an infected cell, they destroy it immediately. But HIV has figured out that your gut is different. It's like discovering a sleepy town where the security guards don't communicate with the big city police force. Perfect. Here's how the infiltration works. HIV infects these long-lived gut T cells, just like it would any other T cell. But here's the crucial difference. Once inside these BAC2 programmed cells, HIV essentially goes into hibernation mode. Think of it like a burglar who breaks into a house, but instead of stealing everything immediately, they hide in the basement and wait. The burglar knows that if they make noise or cause obvious damage, they'll get caught. So they just wait. This is what scientists call latency, and it's HIV's master strategy. The virus integrates its genetic material into the T cell's DNA, Imagine the burglar literally becoming part of the house's blueprint. Then it stays almost completely quiet. Meanwhile, BOC2 is still doing its job, telling these T cells to live forever and stay calm. So you end up with cells that can live for years or even decades, containing dormant HIV that's just waiting for the right moment. The moment the antiretroviral pressure is removed, it's like turning off the security system. All those dormant viruses in the gut suddenly wake up and start replicating again. Within weeks, they've repopulated the entire bloodstream. And here's the kicker. The gut contains the vast majority of HIV's hiding places. While scientists have found viral reservoirs in other parts of the body, lymph nodes, the brain, other organs, about 80% of persistent HIV lives in gut tissue. Here's where our story gets really interesting, because now that we understand the problem, we have to figure out how to solve it. And like most things in biology, the solution is more complex than it first appears. You might think the obvious answer is to target BOC2. If this protein is creating the perfect hideout for HIV, why not just eliminate it? Unfortunately, it's not that simple, and here's why. Dr. Yachi Ho, the lead researcher on this study, put it perfectly when she said, "We can't just target BOC2 and get rid of all of these long-lasting T cells. We need to be specific and find a way to target only the T cells infected with HIV. This is like needing to identify and remove only the corrupt officers while leaving all the good cops in place. It requires surgical precision, not a sledgehammer approach." Option 1. The shock and kill strategy. The idea is to develop drugs that can wake up dormant HIV hiding in these gut T cells, forcing the virus to start replicating. Once the virus becomes active, existing antiretroviral drugs can target it, and the immune system can recognize and destroy the infected cells. But this approach has challenges. Waking up HIV throughout the gut could cause significant inflammation and tissue damage. It's like the fire alarm strategy working, but potentially burning down parts of the building in the process. Option 2. Designer immune cells. Scientists are working on engineering T cells that can specifically recognize and target HIV-infected cells even when the virus is dormant. Option 3. Targeting the neighborhood, not just the house. Instead of trying to eliminate BOC2 directly, scientists are investigating what controls BOC2. What tells this protein when and where to be active? Option 4. Combination approaches. The reality is that curing HIV will probably require multiple strategies working together. Let's step back and think about what this discovery really means, not just for the 38 million people currently living with HIV worldwide, but for all of us and the future of medicine. First, this research represents hope in its purest form. For decades, HIV has been like a master escape artist, always managing to slip away just when scientists thought they had it cornered. This discovery doesn't just tell us where HIV has been hiding, it tells us how it's been hiding, which is the key to finally catching it. But the implications go far beyond HIV. What we're really looking at is a blueprint for how persistent infections work in general. Many viruses have learned similar tricks. Hepatitis B, certain herpes viruses, and others all establish their own reservoirs in the body. This means that therapies developed to flush out HIV from gut T cells might also be effective against certain types of cancer. We could be looking at a new class of treatments that work by disrupting the hideouts that both viruses and cancer cells depend on. There's also a fascinating personalized medicine angle to this story. We know that different people have different gut microbiomes, different genetic variations in proteins like BOC2, and different immune system signatures. This could revolutionize how we think about treating not just infectious diseases, but also autoimmune conditions, allergies, mental health disorders, and even aging itself. Finally, this discovery represents something beautiful about the scientific process itself. The researchers didn't start out looking for BOC2. They started with a patient-centered question. Why can't we cure HIV? They followed that question wherever it led, through molecular biology, immunology, and microbiology. Sometimes the most valuable treasure isn't the gold, it's the map that shows you where the gold is hidden. As we reach the end of our journey into the microscopic world where HIV plays its greatest game of hide-and-seek, let's remember what we've discovered together. We've seen how a single protein, BOC2, creates the perfect storm that allows HIV to persist in our bodies. We've watched as a virus that should be eliminated by our sophisticated immune system instead exploits that very system to create its own safe houses. But most importantly, we've witnessed science doing what it does best, turning mystery into knowledge and knowledge into hope. This research is happening right now, in labs around the world, driven by scientists who refuse to accept that HIV is incurable. Every day, researchers like Dr. Yachi Ho and her team are asking new questions, testing new hypotheses, and getting closer to the answers we need. But science doesn't happen in isolation. It thrives when discoveries are shared, when people are curious, when communities support research, and when we all stay engaged with the questions that matter most for human health. So here's how you can be part of this incredible story. First, if this video sparked your curiosity, hit that like button and subscribe to Mind and Marvel. We're here every week, bringing you the latest breakthroughs that are reshaping our understanding of life, health, and the universe around us. Second, share this video with someone who might find it fascinating. Maybe it's a friend studying biology, someone affected by HIV, or just someone who loves learning about how the human body works. Science advances when knowledge spreads. Third, let us know in the comments what aspect of this discovery interests you most. Are you curious about BOC2 and other transcription factors? Want to know more about gut immunology? Fascinated by viral persistence mechanisms? Your questions help guide our future videos. Finally, remember that behind every scientific discovery are real people whose lives hang in the balance. The 38 million people living with HIV worldwide aren't just statistics. They're individuals, families, communities waiting for the day when we can say that HIV is not just treatable, but curable. This research brings us closer to that day. And by staying curious, staying informed, and staying engaged with science, you're part of making it happen. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey into the hidden world where your immune system and a clever virus wage their epic battle. Until next time, keep wondering, keep questioning, and keep marveling at the incredible complexity and beauty of life itself. This is Mind and Marvel, where science, survival, and the superhuman collide.